comic book fans, welcome to another suddenlycomics.com video. It's a nice Thursday morning here in Essex in the UK. I've got my nice morning cup of tea with me. Good straightforward builder's tea, nice and sweet. Right, I thought I'd just share with you some of the comics that I got in my Stackry box, which arrived on Monday. And the ones I'm going to show today are the ones that I paid the most for from the box. So without further ado, and there's a Grail at the end of this. For me, there's a personal Grail at the end of this. It's one of the comics that's on my comics I want for 2022. Okay, and I'm going to leave that one to the end. Right, so first up, and I will tell you what I paid for these and what I think they're worth. Largely, they're pretty much paid what the fair market value is, so there's no amazing bargains here. First up, we have got Hulk 160, a nice copy, and the reason I bought this was it's got Tiger Shark on it. Tiger Shark is one of the characters in the first run of Submariner comics. And I think if we get Submariner, we will get Tiger Shark at some stage. This is a nice issue set in Niagara Falls. This cost me $15, and in this sort of condition, I think it's probably worth $15 to $20. Postage cost me $1, so you know, about fair market value for this one, but a nice comic to have in my collection. Right, next up we've got an early-ish Thor, and I do like the cover. It's not in hugely great condition. This is Thor 157, and it's got a crease running right down the cover. My assessment of the grade of this is a 3.0 or a 3.5. I paid $17 for it, call it $20 with shipping, and I think that's about what it's worth. But I really do like this cover, and we got Ragnarok written on the cover as well. So a nice pickup, I think, for about $20. Okay. Next up, and now we're getting into the more expensive comics. This is the next one in terms of cost. It's a slab, and it is Batman 497, The Breaking of the Batman. This is the comic in which Bane breaks Batman's back. There were a number of printings of this, so be careful when you get by it. This is the third printing. I've actually got a copy of this, and I went and checked when I got this to see what printing my one is, and it's the same. So I've now got two copies of the third printing, but this one is in a slab, 9.4. It cost me $40 for this. Which is what it costs to get is a minimum cost for getting a slab done from the UK, sending it off to the States, getting it back again. It's going to cost you $40. So basically, I've got a slab. It's cost me $40, and the comic's for free. Probably with shipping costs, this cost me about $45, which is roughly what I think it's worth. So there we go. But it's a nice one to have in my collection. I do collect Batman, so as with some of the other slabs that I've bought where I have no interest in the comics particularly, this one I do, because I do collect Batman. Right, then next up in price, we have got this one. Really not pleased to have picked this up. This was a guy, you generally when you go on Whatnot, they're selling, you know, variants or dollar bin comics that are not particularly interesting, but occasionally you come across somebody who's selling interesting comics. Right, so here we go. This is Amazing Spider-Man 34, beautiful Steve Ditko cover with Kraven the Hunter descending on Spidey. Now I paid $100 for this. Now I think this is probably a 3.5. I think it's a 3.5. I haven't done a full grading of this yet. And a 3.5, you know, add a couple of dollars postage costs. I think I've just about paid what's fair market value for this. But a really nice comic, an early Spidey with Kraven Hunter to have in my collection. With a clean and a press, maybe we could get this to a 4.0. Okay, so really nice comic. Right, and next up, it's the Grail comic. Same auction actually as that Amazing Spider-Man. There was a guy who was selling really great comics. To be fair, most of them I had eBay solds up. I had Go Collect up, so I was able to see what the current prices were for these. What you can't do, of course, is to tell the condition exactly when they're doing the auction. Anyway, this one came up. It's on my comics I want for 2022. The price looked to me at about fair market value. So here you go, see what you think. It is Submariner #1. There we go. This is Submariner Namor, Imperious Rex indeed, in his own titled series, first titled series, and it's got that lovely sticker on it saying big premiere issue. I think it's a 3.0 or a 3.5, possibly again pressed and cleaned, maybe a 4.0. And $400 is what I paid for it, and that's roughly its fair market value. But you know, this isn't going anywhere. This is going in my collection. I've now got a very good run of the first Submariner series. I think I've got all 1 to 10 now, and most of 1 to 20. This is a great pickup for me. Really pleased to have got this, and that's going into my collection. And that's another one off my 2022 list. Great stuff. I hope you've enjoyed this short little haul video. Enough said.